everybody. Welcome to my crazy life. It's Lori. I'm still slinging it. Me and my trusty sidearm here. Oh, just a little update, and then I'm going to go in my Q&A video today. Shoulder's doing pretty good. I can touch it. Movement's difficult. I'll be starting physical therapy. I'm not sure when, to be honest with you. I'm 1 week out today from surgery. On Friday, I go see my surgeon, and then they'll tell me my plan. Well, actually, I think I see his physician's assistant, and then we'll talk about the plan. Oh, sorry, these stitches are super hard. They're like little wires, and they poke in my shirt. So yeah, I'm not sure what my plan is for that. But lovely, I picked up a stomach bug, some type of virus. I don't know what was wrong with me, but I had surgery on Wednesday. I went to my cousin's till Friday, and then my niece picked me up and brought me home. Love her. And I was, she stayed with me all weekend. We even went out on Saturday, went out on Sunday, and then Sunday night, Monday, I started feeling like I have this thing called vasovagal. I'm a fainter. Basically, that's the only way to describe it. But if I'm in a lot of pain or uncomfortable or whatever, I get lightheaded and dizzy, and then I can pass out from that. I'm trying coffee for the first time in 3 days. But that had passed. It was really bad when I first got home, but that had passed by Sunday. So Sarah went home. And then like Monday, I was feeling kind of yucky, and I was getting dizzy and lightheaded again when I took my brace off to do my stretching, and I just had no appetite, which I have not had an appetite since surgery. But I was trying to make myself eat and drink. So Sunday night I went to bed. I was sleeping on the couch or in the recliner because getting in and out of bed was a challenge. Monday morning I woke up. I don't even know what time it was, thinking I was going to vomit or something. It was like 4 or 5 in the morning, 3 or 4, and felt terrible. Couldn't stand up. I was super dizzy. I was horrible. So my cousin, who happens to work the overnight shift, love her too, stopped by on her way home and helped me get some drinks and hydrate, figure out, what was going on. Ended up having a fever that day, called my doctor. My incisions are fine. Nothing is puffy. Nothing is gross or seepy or red even. They're a little puffy because there's incisions, but they don't think that it was related to the surgery. We're all pretty much convinced that I just picked up an unfortunate virus. My immune system's down. I just had surgery. So I'm feeling better today. I ate some soup. I drank some tea. I had Gatorade. Thank gosh I'm an extra prepper because I had all this Gatorade that I couldn't open one-handed. I couldn't get the container open, and it was really hard, and I was really not feeling well. But so I slept about 24 hours and woke up this morning woke up last night feeling better, and then went to bed and slept in my bed last night, which was nice. And I woke up at 3 this morning feeling much better. So yeah. So that's what's going on. All right, so I thought today would be a perfect day to video my Q&A because I can't do any crafting for a little while. I think I was able to paint my nails. Everything just takes longer. So I think I should be okay to do some crafting maybe next week, hopefully. But we shall see. All right, so let's see. I got some comments here. I'm just going through them. I have my Kindle Fire out so I can read them. Oh, C. Goodyear, you're such a great poster. She loves my videos, and so do her kids, which, hi kids. Deco Easy, love her channel if you haven't seen it. I believe she's in the Netherlands. I love it. She would like to know what was my drive to start a YouTube channel. My first YouTube channel was about knitting. A friend and I were doing a yarn, oh, my nail's chippy. A yarn podcast is what we were doing, talking about yarns and crafts and things like that. And then we just didn't have time to keep that up. And that was very short-lived. And then I decided that I just love sharing, and when I'm doing stuff, I'm forever talking to myself. I'm a very social person, and it just sounded fun to me. So that was kind of what drove me to start a YouTube channel. Oh, Yolanda Gomez enjoys our channel. I enjoy your being a subscriber. I think I'm saying this right. Nay Stowe. Would like to know if I had any children. I don't. I just have my 2 fur babies, my cats, Wellington and Alexander. They're both, well, Alex is a rescue from a cat rescue. Wellington I got when he was 6 weeks old from a friend of mine who had a cat that unfortunately had kittens before she could get it fixed. So I didn't really rescue, I adopted one of the kittens, brought him home. I mean, he was tiny. If I can find pictures, I'll put him up, but he just fit in the little palm of my hand. He was so cute. And then I have nieces and my young cousins who I just love and adore. Deborah Kilgore she says, I believe, so my question is, what has been your favorite one? Oh, so you go to a number of plays, I believe. So my question would be, what is your favorite and what is your least favorite? And how old are your cats and have had them all their lives? Okay, cats, easy. Wellington is 13. I have had him his whole life. Even when he was a kitten, I would go and visit him once a week to bond with him at her house. So I couldn't bring him home, but when we went and picked out the kittens, I would go over and play with him, and so he could get used to my scent. Yep, so I've known him his whole life. Alex, they think is 3, although he should be 4 now because I've had him for a year. He was on the streets. He was a stray in a neighborhood here in Columbus, and Sarah's co-teacher up about 45 minutes east of here. Her son lives in Columbus, and they actually rescued Alex and got him fixed, and then I took him from them. So I've only had him for a year, and he's 3, and he's a stinker, but I love him. I do love to go to plays. I love musical theater. I would have to say, and I've seen a fair amount, I don't have a least favorite. Every play that I go to is wonderful. Community theater, I just feel like I have such respect and admiration for these folks that get on stage and perform their hearts out. And that, that is their passion. They're living their dream. And I just think it's amazing. I've seen so many wonderful plays. I got to see Hamilton this year. When Sarah and I were in London for her college graduation, we saw Queen, We Will Rock You. That has to be the cheesiest one. It's a musical based on the music of Queen, but awesome anyway. We saw Wicked there in London. That was amazing. We saw Carole King in New York. That was wonderful. Sarah and my cousins and I went to Chicago and saw Cher. I mean, what's my favorite? What was the last one I saw? I just love musical theater, and any opportunity I have to go, I'm all about it. I love it. That was a good question. Thank you, Deborah. And then Deborah Crafts says, hi, Lori, I never miss watching you. Love your videos. I was just wondering how much weight you have lost, and have you ever had any children? Oh, thank you, Deborah. I love that you're a subscriber. No children. Answered that one. How much weight have I lost? Okay, so that's the long and short of it is I've hit 98 pounds lost. My heaviest weight about 7 years ago was 304. And last weigh-in, my lowest was 209. So I'm about 5 pounds away from hitting 100, 4 or 5. I mean, it just depends on the day. And then, another 4 pounds to hit being under 100 pounds. That's my first goal, is to hit 100 pounds lost. It's, my weight loss journey has taken many looks, and I will do my weight loss journey video if anybody's interested in that, because I did not lose all the weight being on keto, but keto to me is going to be the lifestyle that I can sustain. Long and short of it, I'm a type 2 diabetic, and for me, this is what works for my body. And, for my diabetes and all of that. Stacy A says, hey, Lori, I stumbled upon your channel during the holidays because of DT hauls, and I've enjoyed it ever since. I love your cheerful personality. Do you enjoy any sports besides football? And by any other sports, I mean baseball. If so, who is your favorite team? I love my St. Louis Cardinals. Hi, Stacy. Do I sit down and watch baseball? No, I love football. I will sit down and watch college football. I will watch professional football, and it doesn't even have to be my team involved. Love football. I watch college basketball when I work the events at the Schottenstein Center, which is my part-time job, and that's where the Ohio State men's and women's basketball plays. So I watch a lot of men's and women's basketball there. I play golf. I don't enjoy watching golf. I love hockey. I go to watch our Blue Jackets every chance I get, but it's not a sport that I would necessarily sit down and watch on TV. I love going to the sporting events. Baseball, there's not a team real close to me. It's either 2 hours north, 2 hours south. But if I had to pick a team, I'd root for my Indians, because that's what you do and that's funny because that's not really what you do when you live in Columbus. Our teams in Ohio, we have two, the Cleveland Indians and the Cincinnati Reds, and they're equally distant to where I live. But yeah, I love going to sports. I've gone to many a basketball. I've gone to many a baseball game. And when we go to Florida, like on visits, we go to their minor league team, the Wahoos, and we watch them play. So that's fun. I love going to sports. I don't necessarily like to watch all sports or follow all sports. Mrs. Glass said, "Hi, Lori. I'm just curious about your shelves that are behind you in your videos. How did you make them, or are they put together cube units? I think they're very pretty and so well organized. Love your videos and thanks for all your wonderful ideas." Oh, thank you, Mrs. Glass. This unit behind me is the Calyx from IKEA, and you build it from yourself. You can buy as small as 2 cubes, a 2-cube unit, to a 25 cube unit. This is 25 cubes behind me. So it's 5 across, 5 down. It was a beast to get upstairs and build. It may have to go with the condo if I ever sell, but I love it. This room used to be my mom's bedroom. And someone else had asked me a question. I don't think it was on this thread about my parents. My mom was a single parent of 5. My father, unfortunately, had problems and wasn't able to be as active in our life as my mom was. And when she got older, she lived with me and I took care of her, and she passed away in 2017 from cancer. And I kind of carried her through that. I lost my dad in 2003, also to cancer. At the end, we were able to make our peace and, say what we needed to say to each other and have a really good, relationship. It was just, a struggle like many people. So I just have more memories and more things about my mom because that's who was here. So this was her room. My room is across the hall. Don't go blurry on me. And I decided I didn't want to turn it back into a bedroom when she passed because that would just be depressing. And so I have a basement in my condo as well that I used to keep all my crafts in. So we brought everything upstairs and made this my craft room. And then the basement is our guest room. And that's, if I have company or anybody sleeping over, that's where they stay. And it's a full bedroom with a full bath down there, fully finished. TV guest area. It's really nice and it's very private. So if I have company, like my aunt and uncle used to come up when my mom was alive and they would visit her before she passed and they would stay down there and they were very comfortable. So yeah. So these are from IKEA. And you can order them online. I know they ship. I do not know anything about it. There's an IKEA here in town. Carol Johnson would like to know, other than YouTube, what kind of work do you do? YouTube is not a paid gig for me. I might monetize it soon just to help offset some costs, but it's just a hobby for me. I love it. I love interacting with people and sharing and showcasing ideas and crafts and that kind of thing. My day job is at a bank. I can't really talk about what my job is or where I work, just due to privacy laws, but I work for the corporate office of a bank here in the Midwest. That's my day job. Full-time, pays the bills. Part-time, I work at the Ohio State University, the Schottenstein Center, which is where the basketball and ice hockey play, and they have concerts and all things. And then I work the football games on Saturdays at the Shoe, which is where Ohio State football plays. And that's my part-time job. Sometimes I deliver Uber Eats. In the summertime, the Schottenstein Center gets slow because the kids are obviously not in session. So it's mostly just concerts during the summer that I work. By the way, Celine Dion is coming and Andrea Bocelli. I cannot wait to work those 2 events. So a lot of times when I talk about these concerts that I've seen, that's where I'm seeing them, is while I'm working at my part-time job. So that's that. Ooh, stop going blurry on my phone. I lost my spot. Judy Scarbeck says, hi Lori, love your channel. I'd like to know how hard it is to upload, edit, post your videos to YouTube. It's not hard at all. I use my cell phone. I have a Galaxy S9 and I have a tripod. And then what I do, once I video whatever I'm videoing, I take a USB, put it on my laptop, and it's not even a new laptop. It's an older one, and I use just the standard movie maker that comes with a Windows-based product. And when I go to YouTube, you know, it takes a little while. You're going to want a decent internet, but even if you don't, if you're doing 10 to 15, 20-minute videos, I just upload it there. It's not hard at all. If you want to get into fancy editing, which I haven't yet, but if you want to get fancy editing, there's like YouTube channels that I go and watch that show me how to do stuff on my YouTube channel. That's crazy. Circle of life. So yeah, not hard at all. You should go for it. Just do it. Mom Brown asked, where has my most favorite place to travel? And where all have I been? Okay, I travel a lot. I love traveling. That's part of the reason I work more than one job. I was talking with my cousins about this because we've been on a lot of trips together. I've been on 11 cruises through the entire Caribbean, and my favorite stop was in Roatan, off the coast of Honduras. That was by far my favorite stop on a cruise, and part of that was because we got to walk out and snorkel over part of the Great Barrier Reef that goes under Honduras. It was amazing. I love Europe. I've been to London, Paris, and Scotland. Loved that. Love Scotland. But for me, travel, it's not only about where I'm going, but it's who I go with. I could go someplace totally boring, but if I'm with people that I enjoy spending time with, have the best time. I just love to travel. I love traveling. I've traveled pretty much the whole East Coast of the United States, and then I've been west to a few places. Previous job in life, I was an auditor for a hotel, and I traveled 50 weeks a year, so I was all over the country. But Europe right now is my jam, and that's really what I'm striving for, and hopefully next year we'll get to Ireland. Fingers crossed. But I love to travel. That's like a huge thing for me. So Alicia Clark said, congrats on hitting 3,000. Thank you. That was a really huge milestone for me. She has a lot of questions, but she would like to know how long I've been eating keto and does it increase your energy? Yes. Also, how do you eat the same thing every day for a week? She thinks she would get burned out. Totally. I've been keto. June 5th will be 2 years. Yes, it increased my energy exponentially. I can't tell you how much. So like I said, I lost my mom in February of 2015, and come April, May, I honestly thought I was clinically depressed. I was so tired. My blood sugars were out of control. My A1C, that's the number that measures 90 days worth of your blood sugar, was 9.3. That's terrible. And I couldn't figure out what was wrong with me. And I was, thinking, do I need medication? Is there something wrong? And then, I started thinking about my diet and Googling, and I kind of fell in the keto hole about, June 5th. And 1 week off of sugar and carbohydrates, and I felt 100 times better. And yes, I have a ton of natural energy. But when I eat sugar and carbs, it's tamped down and I feel terrible. So, and as far as eating the same things for a week, it gets boring sometimes, but my mindset has switched from I eat food because I like the food to I eat food because I need to live. You have to have food to survive. I enjoy cooking. I enjoy making things, but at the end of the day, I just have to have sustenance to get me through the day. And so, yes, I eat the same lunches every day for a week and breakfast, but dinner I don't. And some days I get bored. And so what I do is if I make a week's worth of lunches and breakfast and I don't feel like it, I'm not feeling it for a couple days, I'll throw them in the freezer. And I'll make something else and take for lunch for a couple days. And then Like the week before my surgery, I had enough stocked up lunches that I didn't have to cook anything. I just grabbed one every day and had mystery lunch because I had no idea what was in the containers. But I'm also, this is a big caveat, I am not a picky eater. So, excuse me, if you want to go keto, it's a life of almost. You know, I can make bread that almost tastes like bread. I can have pasta that almost tastes like pasta. And you have to be satisfied with that and know that it's the best I'm going to get. And so I just deal with it. You know, today if you saw my nutrition haul, I bought some zero oodles. By the way, the ones that were black were gross. They refunded me and I had to throw them away. So today I took some chicken broth, put a little ginger to help with my upset stomach, and made chicken noodle soup. And it was delicious. Do they taste exactly like pasta? Absolutely not. But it was enough for me. You know, and that's kind of where you have to be if you're going to change your eating habits. You got to just accept that you're going to be you live your life kind of on the almost, but not quite. The bacon's real, though. I'm just saying. All right. Linda Gowan would like to know if I have any safety tips for living alone. For me, it's knowing my neighbors. I live in a condo. I think I've said that before. And I know all the neighbors that live around me. They know I live here alone. I know that a lot of them are living alone. We have each other's phone numbers. We check in on each other. I have my family, that I check in on. They check in on me. I have my coworkers. Just being homesick, I can't tell you how many texts I've gotten and how many phone calls, and just accept the help when people are offering it to you. That's a hard one for me. But knowing your neighbors is the biggest thing, because they're going to be the first person who's going to know if there's something wrong. When I woke up Monday morning and felt terrible, I was thinking calling an ambulance. I mean, I was that sick and couldn't stand up and I didn't, but I was going to have to make my way to the door to open it eventually to let somebody in. And in that situation, I could have called my neighbor, but it was 3 o'clock in the morning and I chose not to. But yeah, I mean, my biggest thing is knowing your neighbors. And if you're older, definitely get one of those medical alert things. Or like I have an Alexa app upstairs and downstairs, so I can talk to it and have it call for help if I need it, So yeah, definitely it's knowing people and accepting the help. Hi, Vicky Sturgill. Her comment said, "Hi, Lori." Hi. Judy Mantis also asked about my jobs, but I did go over that. The bank, which I can't talk about really, and I work for the university. Lisa Bernard would like to know if I've ever been married. I have not. I'm a spinster. Am I a spinster or an old maid? When do you go from spinster to old maid? I don't know. I have to research that. Cindy Campbell would like to know about my weight loss journey and how I got started making YouTube videos. I covered that. Oh, Linda Gowan has another one. Do I have a sweet tooth? Oh, I have a terrible sweet tooth. Terrible. Growing up, my grandfather owned bakeries in the town we lived in. And we are all the cousins and myself, terrible sweet tooth. Terrible. So part of the keto for me and my success is learning to bake things that I can have. There's never going to be, right now I should say, there is not an option of going into a store and buying a treat, a sweet treat. Other than maybe like a Lily's chocolate bar that you can have 2 little squares, or, I mean, that's about it that I can think of off the top of my head. Now there are keto options on the market. Sorry. Still recovering. But I just bake things. I make sure that I have something baked. This week I had brownies, little tiny squares of brownies baked, and that I could just grab one when I needed it or wanted it. But yes, I have a horrible sweet tooth. That's my problem in life. One of them. This is from Nebo Allen. It says, "Hi, Lori. Congrats on the 3,000. Your channel was recommended from one of your DT hauls a while back." I do love the Dollar Tree. She said, she or he, I'm not sure. "I like your personality, and your cats were the clincher to subscribe to your channel with the bell on." Well, thank you. Yeah, they do love making an appearance. I've got one. Alex is laying here in the window. I have it open for him. He loves watching that window. The question is, what made you start a YouTube channel? Who takes care of your cats? When I go on vacation, Do I sing or dance? That's a no. I mean, do I do it? Yes. Do I do it well? No. Some of my coworkers know I have a channel. Yep, they laugh at me all the time. I watch a lot of YouTubers like CVS Hauls, Savvy Coupon Shopper, the couponing, Clean Cut Couponing. I watch The Fry Life. I watch Only in My Dreams, Amanda Random. Is that Random Amanda? I think it's Amanda Random. She does great DT hauls and has adorable kids. I watch all kinds. I've been binge watching Emmy Made in Japan this week while I've been home. My cats, who takes care of them? So if I'm gone 1, 2, 3 days, they're fine. When I went for surgery, I left out plenty of food and water. Now, Wellington, my old man, I could usually leave him up to a week. He doesn't like it and I don't like it, but if it was an emergency, I could. Alex cannot be left that long. He eats too much when he's free fed and he will end up making himself critically ill, I fear. So depending who I'm traveling with, in July, I'm going on vacation with my cousins and their kids. So Sarah, my niece, hi Cupcake, is a teacher. She'll be on vacation. She'll be on summer break. She'll come and look in on them for me and make sure they're fed and watered and take care of them. If I'm on vacation with her, Debbie has come in, my cousin, and checked on them, or my brother. I have neighbors that will come check on them. I haven't had to hire a service, but I totally would because I don't want them to be, stranded and alone. Alex gets a little weird when I leave him. Wellington knows. He's older. He's got this down. But when I came back from surgery, I think I smelled funny and Alex wouldn't come near me for a couple of days till finally I had my niece just pick him up and stick him on my lap. And then he laid there and was happy. But I think he was mad or confused. I don't know. But I have family and friends that'll come in and take care of them for me. And this is from Maria Flores. She says, hi, Lori. I too do keto, and during the evenings, I kind of want to drink something. No sodas, many diets. Yep, I don't do soda. I would like to drink a cup of coffee, but then probably stay awake till 4 or 5 in the morning. Maybe drink a tea. What teas do you recommend to drink that are low in caffeine and keto friendly? I drink a lot of tea. Now, coffee doesn't bother me. I drink it all the time, the caffeine. Low carb teas. I love celestial teas. I love sleepy time tea or a nice herbal chai. There's some wonderful flavored teas out there. If you have a world market in your area, they've got gazillions of tea. But even at the grocery store, if you just look at the tea, what you need to determine is, do you like a fruity tea or like more of an herbal fruit tea, or do you like a black tea? Black teas are not decaffeinated, but they have decaffeinated varieties. Does that make sense? I'm not a huge fan of fruit teas, of herbally fruit, like blueberry, strawberry. I'm not a fan of those teas, but they're tasty, and you can make a nice drink with that, a little sweetener and some cream. That will be delicious. So at nighttime, I do the sleepy time. I love like a cinnamon. I will do an orange pico, but it's the spices that I enjoy. But yeah, teas are delicious, and they're great when you want that something sweet. I really enjoy a hot tea in the evenings. Now with summer coming, I'll flip it over to iced tea. All right, that's 30 minutes of talking about myself. Crazy. So yeah, that was everything I've been asked so far that was in that video. So I hope you enjoy this. I'm not sure if there'll be anything out on Friday. I'll see how I'm feeling tomorrow. And if I get my arm, the use of my arm back, I can unvelcro here and show you. I can move it now. Sort of. I can take it out of its sling. I have movement. And I will tell you that stretching it out, just getting it out straight, my goal, like I said, is up here, but I've been set back. I did not stretch at all yesterday. Hi, Alex. My goal, is to get it stretched out, but I will tell you, if you're ever stuck in a sling, just hanging it dead beside you feels amazing on the muscles. Part of my issue is not necessarily the shoulder, but they rerouted my bicep, and that's what's causing my pain right now. And I'll have a little bit of physical therapy to go to here in a couple weeks to get full mobility back in my shoulder. All right, and I did have a DIY. I wanted to try to put together a simple little hot glue gun wreath for my kitchen with some lemon and some greenery. So maybe I'll try to do that tomorrow to put out on Friday. We'll see if I think I can finagle a hot glue gun. I don't know. Hi, Alex. Did you want to say hi to the peoples? Here. Here you go, buddy. Oh, he weighs so much. This cat is he has probably gained 10 pounds since I got him. Now, he needed to gain a little bit of weight from living on the streets, but this is excessive, which is why he is on a diet. And by diet, I mean they're just on restricted feeds. They get a cup of food, cup and a half a day. And then in the evening, they get a little bit of wet food. All right, everybody, that's it. I hope you have a good one, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.